Good morning, back to class again this morning. I welcome you back to our channel because this is my channel, this is your channel, this is our channel, and let's endeavor to subscribe to this channel so that we can get a weekly notification of this, a very special sewing classes. This is a beginner's class for everyone. This morning we will be looking at the female body parts. These are all the body parts you will take into consideration when taking your measurement. Starting from this point, we'll look at the head. You need to measure the head. The head is for the head gear, for cap, for hat, whatever you are making that will suit the head. You need to know the measurement of the head. The next place that is important is the neck. You need to know the measurement of the neck. That is why we also consider the neck very important, so that you'll be able to get the right neckline for the neck. In taking your measurement, the next point is the shoulder. That's the next part of the body. For the shoulder, you are taking the shoulder from end to end. So you measure the shoulder from one point to the other to get the shoulder accurately. You know, when you are sewing for men, you take it to the very end of the 2 points of the shoulder. But for women, you leave, you leave 1 inch from the end, and you take it from this very point to this point so that the dress can hang on the person's shoulder perfectly. After the shoulder, you look at the upper bust. The upper bust is the place above the bust. You get the measurement of the upper bust so that the dress can have a fitting at the top. This is the upper bust, just above the bust. You get the measurement of this place perfectly so that the dress can have a very good fitting at the top. Next is the bust. You measure the bust. And when you are taking measurement, as we can see below here, when you are taking measurement, you measure for both horizontal and vertical. So for the bust, you measure round. Same thing with upper bust, you go round. And also you take the measurement, going round is the horizontal measurement, and moving from top to bottom is the vertical measurement. So you take the measurement to the upper bust vertically, and you also take it horizontally. Same thing with bust and every other part of the body. So for the bust, you measure round the bust. After getting the measurement of the bust, you move to what we call bust to bust point. Some people call it nipple to nipple. It's taking a measurement from the nipple point of the first bust to the second bust. Once you get that will help you to get the line of symmetry when you are for the very person, so that you'll be able to get the midpoint of the dress when sewing for your customer. After the bust point, you go to the lower bust. This one is just below the bust. That part that is below the bust, you get the measurement to round and vertically, so that the dress can have a very clear fitting at this point. Below the lower bust is where what we call the upper waist. The upper waist is mostly for tops, for peplum tops and other tops, so that you have a fitting at this point. This is where you normally attach your peplum, not the waist, not the lower waist. So you attach your peplum at this upper waist, so that the peplum can flow from here down to around this hip region. Waist. This is the lower waist, or the actual waist. This is where you put your trousers or your pants. So for this, you take the measurement of the waist also horizontally, and then you take it round. Below the waist, you have the top hip, that is just above the hip. All these ones, they are necessary for you to get a fitting, a very accurate fitting. This is the standard body part when you are taking measurement. You look at the top hip, you take the measurement of the top hip vertically and horizontally. After that, you go to the hip. The hip is the biggest part of the lower part of the body, while the bust is the biggest part of the upper part of the body. So you take the measurement of the hip round, and after the hip, you go to the thigh. You take the measurement, for example, if you are making a pant for this very person, you take the measurement of the thigh, and also you take the measurement of the knee. We have what we call below the knee and above the knee. You know, there are some gown that we want to stop above the knee. So everything 2 inches, 3 inches above the knee, we take that into consideration. If it's a gown that you are making to the knee point, we look at the knee accurately. And if it's a gown that is below the knee, you also walk below the knee. So that is why here we have the knee, then we have above the knee, and we have below the knee. And there are some gowns that can fall at this level. They will not get to the ankle. They also far below the knee. We call that place three-quarter gown, the gown that is just standing in between at the midpoint of the leg. And that is why we also consider this when looking at measurement for a female person. Now we call this part of the body leg. So in the midpoint of this leg is what we call three-quarter. So from there you move down to ankle. If you are sewing a very long gown, that is flowing to the end, then you can take it to the ankle or take it to the very end of the person, which is the foot. You can look at also from this upper part. We have the hand there. From this part, you can, if you are creating maybe you want to consider the sleeve that the person will put onto, you need to consider the upper part of the arm. Here we call this place bicep, and here we call it elbow, the midpoint of the hand. And below the upper part of the hand is called the upper arm, the lower part is called the forearm. And this point where we normally wear our wristwatches, our bangles, our chains, and all the beautiful things, our beads that we have, we wear it around on this very part of the body, which is called the wrist. As I've said earlier, taking measurement is both horizontal and vertical. When we go into our classes of taking measurement and going into pattern drafting, you will see how to take a measurement horizontally and how to take measurement vertically. It is when you take the horizontal, the vertical, and measurement of the body like this that you'll be able to get the accurate fitting in sewing or making a very decent and excellent dress for your customer. I wish you the best. God bless you and have a wonderful time.